Hi, I'm April Hugh. I'm with Century 21, Hometown Realty.
And I'm Miko Nehman. I'm with Century 21 as well. And we have a couple of special guests here with us.
We have Mark Miller and we have Sonny Gonzalez, and they're both with AM Sun Solar Inc. From Paso, Robles, a local solar company. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us here. Happy to talk with you guys and hopefully get you some good information you can share with your clients and other colleagues.
Yeah. So tell us, how long have you been in the solar industry?
Well, AM Sun started in 2001 and myself about 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So here locally, used to have an office in Santa Maria, but we're now based out of Paso, Robles.
What coverage area do you go to?
The Central Coast, so down to Solvang up to like King City. So that's our main focus.
So if someone's interested in getting solar, do you have a certain, like your sales rep or your tech go out and discuss with the client different options? Or
What their needs are?
they find out,
How do you start the process?
yeah, I guess that's what I
can answer that. So
Okay.
typically what would happen is we set a consultation, we go out, we're going to look at previous usage, we're going to talk to them about what potential changes might happen in the near future or upcoming, potentially adding electric vehicles, hot tubs, pools, anything would increase that usage. We're going to dig deep into their kilowatt hour usage, how much they're paying, and then we're going to go into what their options are, whether that's buying a system outright, financing, or going into a lease.
Wonderful.
So we look at the roof types as well and where it can go, talk to them about different options. We install on the roof, on the ground, we make carports. We'll spell your name with solar if you really want us to. So.
We like that.
That's
okay.
nice.
And now what would you say, what would be like the benefit? I mean, who would benefit the most from solar? Like someone that spends $50 on an electric bill a month versus someone 200. Where would you say? I've been told like different numbers in the past, so I just kind of wanted to see where your thoughts were with that as far as an electric bill.
Sure. I mean, I've had clients that are spending anywhere from $60 a month all the way to $1,000 a month. So the higher the bill, the quicker they might get the return on their investment. But it still is a good idea for someone that's spending in that lower range because they can eventually pay off that system rather than have something like PG&E where they're never going to pay that off and they're going to continue to have those rates rise.
We take people from being renters to owners.
You know what?
So when does a house pay for itself? We pay for it really well. You turn an expense into an investment that you own, and it builds equity because the price of electricity is going up. It's really tied to that, so the value is appreciating.
Okay, when you say that, now when you do add the solar panels and say a rough estimate on the cost, say they want to buy it outright, for example. Say it's $20,000 and you put on the system. And now, do you know how much that actually increases the value of the property, or is it?
Zillow says about 4% of that property value, because a lot of times it's a substantial addition to anybody's home. So usually the bigger the home, the bigger the bills, and the bigger the upgrade. So that's just using Zillow's, some of their comments. It really gets tied to, like the appraiser's journal would tie it to the mortgage value that it saves. So if it saves, say, $600 a month, that might be equivalent of $100,000 of value, because that's kind of what $600 is or $700 is a month is per 100,000. So that's how the appraiser's journal kind of evaluated. It got really convoluted with leases and where people weren't owning them. But the one thing that we do for everybody is we save them money. Even if you can own it with a loan, almost everybody is cash flow positive from day one. So right now, the most expensive thing that people can do is nothing. Where they are is more expensive than getting solar I'd say 99% of the time.
Can you give us kind of a ballpark figure, what like a 3-bedroom, 1,500 square foot home with this, like a 4-person family might run?
And we get that question a lot. And now that they mandated solar on new homes, they're going off of square footage, which isn't really the test you want to give it, because it depends on who's in there. You know, if it's a vacation home, it doesn't get used much. But you said 4 people. Say their bill is $300 a month. We'll probably it would probably be about a 7 kilowatt system, maybe 8 kilowatt system, which would be about $20 to $24,000 if it was on their roof, and it would probably be close to, if they financed it 100%, it would be about $200 a month, maybe.
So if they financed it right away, they're saving about $100 a month by going solar with the lease.
Yeah.
And then what would they pay on the electric part?
That would be to eliminate their electric bill, except for the just the service fee, they call it.
Grid
Yeah,
connection
being
or?
tied. Well, you get, we call it a meter fee, just to be using the grid as a battery in a sense, and you still get statements from PG&E, because solar doesn't work at night. It spins your meter backwards during the day, and then at night it goes forwards. And ideally, they do an annualized billing. So in the summer, when the days are longer, it's going to spin it backwards during the day more than it goes forwards at night, and that credit can roll over month to month.
I see.
And so on the system's anniversary, they call it a true up, or it's like a birthday.
Oh, that's, yeah, yeah.
A system's
birthday.
A birthday.
What's
Okay.
a birthday? It's one trip around the sun, right?
That's a true up,
That's a true up, or its anniversary.
okay?
And so they reconcile the account. So if you've had a credit, they don't really pay you for the extra that you make. So you always kind of want to try and come in right around zero. Not making more than you really needed, not making too less than or not enough. Because if you make not enough, you have to give them a bill on that. Every month they send you a statement so you know where you stand ideally. But so you shouldn't be shocked by a bill on your true up.
Okay.
But if you've made too much before your true up, throw a big party in July or something, and Christmas in July, or turn on the air conditioning or something.
So one of my clients, I thought he had told me that he received, he bought the panels, he owned the panels, he was making payments on the panels, and he received a credit. And I thought he said that he'd taken that credit amount and applied it towards the panels. Is that not accurate?
Well, they'll give you a check if it's over $100, but say you had, because you could have a credit of like $300, because they do retail. When you spin backwards, you get a retail credit. But when they're buying power, they buy it at wholesale. So they're going to, retail's like 30 cents a kilowatt hour, wholesale's about 3 cents a kilowatt hour. So your $300 credit could be, they'll give you like a $30 check. And that's not really the economics that we're helping, trying to get people into. You're really doing it to offset your bill. You want to, it's called net energy metering, and the idea is you're trying to get to zero and take care of what that house is using. But if you went on a long vacation, you might have a surplus.
Gotcha.
And the more you know about this, this is where knowledge is power and power is money. So if you know what's going on, you could use it elsewhere. I mean, some of our clients have ponds, and if they've had a credit, they'll fill up their pond more. They'll just
Gotcha.
use the electricity in one way or the other. So that's what I was saying about turn on your air conditioning,
And
a Christmas party in July,
Right.
or silly things, take an extension cord to your neighbor and just say, I made too much, I don't know.
So that brings up, before I forget, you had mentioned the surplus and that so now at different areas, like locations where the sun's not out as much, say for just Lompoc or Morro Bay versus Paso, you're going to have more sun in Paso. Now, is there a
Is
big
that a
difference
factor?
or a factor in the making of
Solar?
the solar?
It is a factor. We pay attention to microclimates and everything like that. There'll be marine layers we take all that into account. We take the orientation of the panels, the pitch of the roofs. Put that all into it. The one thing about like being in Santa Maria versus Paso or Tepesquite would be the climate, though. I mean, a lot of houses here don't even have air conditioning.
Right.
Where like we're also out in the valley sometimes, and they run their air conditioning 24/7.
Right.
So it all comes into play. PG&E even puts it into your bill. So although you use less, you're paying more for what you use in these areas. So the solar still has the same kind of benefit.
Okay.
But the like if we were collecting rain, the solar panels are collectors that collect sunlight. So there's a little bit more sunlight in certain areas. But globally, the Central Coast is one of the best places for sunlight and our natural resource. That's why we had one of the largest solar arrays in the world, out in California Valley. So we have clear skies and a lot of it.
So are there any promotions or credits from the government or the state or anything like that currently?
Sure. I can talk about the tax credit that's available. So there's a 26% tax credit. That's a federal tax credit. So just an example,
nice.
if you bought a $10,000 system, then your tax credit for the following year would be $2,600.
Oh, wow.
Promotions wise, we do a referral program. So if you do refer a client and they end up going solar with us, we do $500 to the person that referred. And then we do different promotions throughout the year. Anything you want to?
Anything California offers?
Well,
Because that's federal.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, the one nice thing is it's property tax exempt. So as a homeowner, putting it onto your home, although it's a large improvement, your property tax doesn't go up.
I see.
So, but when they're putting it on the new homes, your property tax is going to be based off of the home value. So it's really an incentive for people to add it, not just buy a house with it because of Proposition 13 and so forth.
Just an added bonus without the consequence or
Yeah.
the tax consequence.
Yeah, and the permitting is supposed to be a little bit more streamlined and things like that, because it's your right to collect your natural resources. That's not one that you give up, like your mineral rights and stuff. So you might as well take advantage of it.
So once you go and consult and you lay out the options with a potential client, then how long, say that you say, yeah,
I wanna do this.
We want to do this.
Yep.
What's the turnaround time?
So we're typically 6 to 12 weeks. It can be sooner if the permit gets back quicker,
Okay.
but I would say a 6 to 12 week time period is pretty common.
Okay.
Battery installations are usually 10 to 12 weeks is what I would say.
Okay.
I have had clients that it came back in 5 weeks though. So.
Okay.
Just through the COVID period, some of the suppliers are a little bit stretched.
Backlogged.
Yeah.
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 So that's like Tesla is one of our main batteries that we install, and it's a global product. Everything we work with is pretty much global or top tier, and just supply chains are stretched right now.
Okay. Great.
Hopefully, it'll
Change.
yeah sooner than later.
Well, very great. That's just great information. Thank you so much, you guys. And
That's
a lot
awesome.
of good
Yeah, thank you.
information. Oh, if you have any other questions or would like more information, I can be reached at 805-878-5056.
And I can be reached at 805-714-8124. And stay tuned for part 2 with our solar guys.
Yeah, we have a lot more information coming your way. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye. to see more information, go ahead and click on that button, and you can reach me at 805-714-8124.
And my number is 805-878-5056.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye.